as we move through this, sort of trying to do some of the finer points on the cab here now. I'm going to try and drill these rivets out. I don't really want to grind near the door in case I know I'll have a little mishap and I'll end up hitting the door panel. So if I can drill them, I'll be a lot happier. Didn't turn the camera on yesterday. Spent a couple of hours on it, just resanding with 240 grit and trying to pay a bit more attention to getting around rivets and around the steps there. A lot more detailing type work regarding the sanding. So they've been working away at all this here, trying to feather it and still feel that there. I don't know how the panel people do it. A lot of work. Did a little bit on the roof cap up there. Same thing, just a bit of detail work along where I riveted it. Got the visor sitting here. Gonna attack that, and it's got a big scratch in it. See if I can sand that out. I know that would look awesome on there polished, but the back side of it under here, I mean, you can totally clean it, might be able to clear it, but I can see myself painting it, so I don't think I'll be able to get rid of this scratch out of it. Might have to fill that yet. I know it's probably going to look a little bit different all painted, but yeah, I sit on Facebook and I look at other cab overs and what guys have done, and I mean, yeah, they are show trucks, but they look pretty good with everything painted on them as well. You keep the paint right and it always looks good. Right, enough talking, and I have a go at drilling these door latches out. Okay, tried drilling them, seen a punch on top of the rivet and won't even mark it. They're just so hard. So I ground them off carefully, haven't touched the door yet. Tried center punching that one, and okay, you got flex in the door, but yeah, center punch won't even mark it. I've tried the drill on there and it just wanders. No good drills too. So my next option is just going to use air tool with a wheel on it and just try and just take the center of the rivet out carefully, dish it out, and hopefully remove the head without damaging the door. I'll have a go. Yeah, I know it's not showing up, the light's not very good. I can just see the center of the rivet there. So I'll see if I can punch it. I've done one, come off good, paint's still all there, never touched the door. I know there's probably a better way to do this. I wrote about a better way, I just want one that works. Right. Yeah, that won't come off. Just touch the aluminium there ever so lightly. It's going to sand all that off anyway. So yeah, it seems to be alright. I'll do the next one. Alright, one door latch be riveted. that'd be cool to sand all that up. Yeah, I need to put the new one in once my fasters turn up next day or so. Be nice to paint without it in there, but yeah, then you got the issue of the rivets. They're not painted. I don't want to paint and then rivet over it because it might crack the paint when you pull the rivet. So it's all got to go in. I just masked it. She's not that high tech what I'm doing. That's cool. I'll go around the other side. One thing about a truck, whatever you do on one side, you can guarantee you're going to have to do on the other side. Okay, got the door latches out. You can see they're pretty sad. If you're really desperate, you'd disassemble that and you'd make it work again, but we don't need to. Still make them. So got them out and had like plastic backing between that and the door. My mate will be happy with that. The truck's got a bit of plastic in it. So I had a bit of a hunt around, had to think about what I was going to do and come up with this little cunning plan. Told you I'm going to turn it into a farm truck. Got some building paper. It's got like a black resin in between. So that'll give it, probably stop another squeak in the truck. Won't know myself, be able to hear it running. No door latches rattling in the doors. So yeah, I've cut those out. Ready to put them in. So that's another thing ticked off. I'll move on to the next thing. Okay, I've been sanding away and yeah, found a few areas that chucked a bit of filler on the truck. Don't know if it's going to work or not. It's getting a bit old, that stuff, but we'll see if it sands alright. So I've tacked around the back here. Same thing, chucked a few on where I can feel it with humps and hollows. A lot of those on this cab. So that's had a 240 sand. I have a go at it, and then next day, if I got time or whenever I walk past and have a look and I just see things I've missed and have another go. It's actually working out really good. Sort of, you're not spending all day on it and getting sick of it and giving up. Quite good. You can just, so yeah, as you know, got the door latches out, sanded there. So the next thing was when the body man was out here, George, I asked him about this dash panel. Like it had been scratched quite bad, and I think they just spray bombed it. There was nothing special about it. You can see the paint's, yeah, flaking off and all that. Nothing technical. So he had a look at it and he said just attack it with a bit of 240, rough it up, sand the marks out. It is fiberglass, so we're not sure, might be a little stress crack there. So I'm just attacking it with a orbital sander, 240 grit, just rubbing that down. So I've done the tops, just getting down in there, you can see where I haven't been. So there's 3 pieces to this dash. I'll just nibble away at those, and then we'll yeah, I'll spray it with a proper spray gun. I'm not going to spray bomb it. I'll prep it correctly and put the right sort of primer on there, and we'll go with like a satin black or something like that. Don't want a gloss, get too much reflection off it. So I'll show you that. Right, another executive decision's been made. You can see I've got the visor sitting here. It's, yeah, it's pretty dulled off. I'll try and turn this light on for you, make a difference. It's got a quite a sort of deeper scratch mark in it. Probably could sand that out, which, yeah, I might just try and sand it a bit or put filler in it. But yeah, gonna paint the visor. I mean, you could polish it, yeah, and the day I stop polishing it, that'll be it, so it'll never get touched again. And the underside, there's a lot of lips in here, and I can just see that unless you're washing the truck on a regular basis and really taking care of it, it's not going to keep, that's going to dull off. So I think I'd rather have a fresh paint look on there, which will keep a lot better than just polished metal. So what colour, I'm not sure, because I haven't really shown you a final paint scheme for this truck yet. I don't have it here with me currently. I'm still playing with that. Got multiple drawings at the moment. I just, yeah, sit and look at them and just making it up as I go. So, yeah, I'll have a go at sanding this, roughing it up. I just panel beaded that out a little bit. It was pushed in. Still going to show. I can know I'm going to have to body fill that. So, thought I'll show you before I start, and then you'll see as I work through the process what we end up with. I noticed we're missing a couple of screws out of there. Replace those. I'm just going to chuck this into the video here for the amount of followers I've got. I'll just see what I get for feedback. Been talking to a few people and I appreciate the ideas. They bounce off me and I pluck their brains for different ideas as well, because I don't always think the right way. Something we've talked about is, like, this truck's got aluminium outside rims, obviously steel buds on the inside on the rear. I think, without doing any research, I'll just show you the front wheels. Yeah, as I said, I haven't researched it, but I'm pretty sure they're genuine, I'll call them Peterbilt wheels, what it left the factory with. I could be wrong, I probably am wrong. I don't honestly know what the standard thing was. I don't have any rims like that here on anything. So what somebody bounced off me was, on the rear, on the outside, I'm not going to go and film them, it's too windy outside, there's aluminium wheels. They're actually Freightliner rims. Well, it's what Freightliner had on them at the time, which I don't mind, that's okay. They'll need polishing, they're in a bad way. But it's got the steel buds on the inner. Now, I don't have an issue with that. You can't run two aluminium wheels on here to so-called save weight, because you've got to change the studs over, they're too short. These studs have never been changed in here for aluminium wheels. So you can run one aluminium, one steel, and the nuts flush. It only just works. It's same on the front, they're flush. So whether it left with steel on the front, I don't know. I'd have to do a bit of research on that. I don't know what length they're meant to be. But what I'm going to say is, chuck it in the comment section. Somebody said, is it worth going and getting, because I'd have to ask whether I can do it or not, go and obtain 4 more steels. I suppose I could chuck the alloys on the inside, that's an option as well, never thought of that. And run the steel on the outside, paint them obviously, and get the look of that true American truck with the steel wheels. I don't mind the steel wheels. So the only concern I've got is when you are changing wheels that you might damage the paint. I'll never wear them out, they'll perish by the time I'm ready to change them, but it's my biggest concern. It's just something I'll chuck out there. Be interesting to see what people think. At the end of the day, it will be my decision. I mean, if it's 90% to 10 that I put steel on there, well, that may not happen. It's just interested to see what people think. These here would blast up and sand up okay. I would paint them, they would be white, and these hubs are going to be yellow in here if I was going to do steel. I do like the aluminium, but yeah, it's another polishing factor. I'm not really as I said, I'm not a polishing man. It's not going to happen. I will clean them obviously and polish them up for the initial put together. So yeah, appreciate a bit of feedback and I'll see what happens. The sander has been over it. Come up pretty good. I know there's a lot of reflection in here with lights and that. I haven't got the door open. It's a miserable day outside today. So yeah, I'll chuck a bit of, camera doesn't really show it, but there's quite a bit of gouging in that. Chuck a bit of filler on that, dress that up. And got the underside done. Got a bit of hand sanding to do, just where I can't get up under here. Sand it, just go along, dress all that up. Got to dress the brackets up. Go up on the roof there, part of this here. Yep, can't think upside down. However it goes, somewhere like that. So, be interesting to see how it comes up when it's painted. We'll carry on with that. Put a bit of filler on there. Should do the underside too. It's been hit. Clean that up. Okay, we're on to the second half of the dash now. This is the driver's part for us. So this will be in front of the steering wheel, this piece here. So I've stripped it. It had the air vent ducting system in it. Taking the tubing off, laying there, get rid of that. Rest of the tubing up here, and all the componentry out of it. So I'll start sanding that down, get that prepped. Going to have a lot of stuff prepped ready for painting when the weather comes right. I'm just not even going to try and attempt to do any painting where the weather's still a bit cold, and yeah, I like to paint outside if I can. We get days with no wind. It is unusual, but it does happen. Right, I'll start sanding. Okay, put the sander over this. It's come up pretty good. Be interesting to see what it looks like when it's painted. It's rib nuts in there. The top panel goes on there anyway. So yeah, no, it's got a couple of little hairline fractures in there. Well, I think that's what they are. I'm not a fiberglass man. Whether the paint's going to hide that, I don't know. We shall find out. Another item done. Tick the box for that. Move on to something else. Just going to say thanks for watching what I've thrown up this week. It's going to be pretty short. Had a pretty hectic week doing other things, and there's a lot more coming up. So yeah, they're going to be pretty short uploads. I'll try and keep throwing something up each week, just so you know that I'm still attacking a few little jobs on it. It's a bit crazy. I sort of come out to the workshop. I've been known to come out here at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock, and I'll work until 8 on the truck, and then I go out and do other jobs I have to do. So yeah, we'll see what's thrown up there, and yeah, again, thanks for watching, and do appreciate it.